Yeah, hi friends. In today's current affairs lecture, I am going to discuss this autonomy of State Election Commission SEC, because this was recently in news. Even in Goa's case also, Supreme Court has reaffirmed that State Election Commission is a constitutional body. You must maintain autonomy and independence of that body. So in the Goa case, it was the Supreme Court said, and recently last year in Andhra Pradesh case also, the case went to the Supreme Court twice, and the Supreme Court said, okay, State Election Commission is an autonomous body, it's a constitutional body, government is having no right to interfere with the activities of the Election Commission, and as a Supreme Court, I don't want to intervene into any function of the other constitutional authority. So that is what the Supreme Court said. So Supreme Court said, like, the election commissions must maintain their own autonomy, and this is the point they are mentioning. So definitely you may get a question on this autonomy of the state election commissions, and you have to be very clear on this. But before I getting into this autonomy of state election commission, why you need a state election commission and what are the importance of the state election commission? See, if at all we want to have a grassroots democracy will prevail only with the democratic institution established at the third tier level. So what is this third tier level? The third tier level includes the Panchayat Raj institutes and as well as the urban local bodies, or otherwise you can call it as rural local bodies and urban local bodies. It is the Election Commission of India will conduct the elections for both the union legislature and state legislature. That means they themselves form the they themselves conduct the elections, and they themselves create an environment, are involved in the process of forming the governments at the union and state level. Now the State Election Commission will have a responsibility to conduct the elections at the panchayat level and urban local bodies level. That means rural level and urban level. Suppose if these rural local bodies having, again, in some states it is 2 tier, in some state it is 3 tier, in some states it is 5 tier. Okay, so for all these rural local bodies and also urban local bodies, it is the State Election Commission will conduct the election. And I think there was a mandate, something like from the governments regularly, like, you must allow these institutions to flourish, you must conduct the elections, and also there is a constitutional mandate like the election should be conducted. If you have any extraordinary condition, that's an exceptional thing, but apart from that you must constitute. And even some of the governments went to such an extent, like, if you don't constitute these things, that means if you don't allow the elections and if you don't allow the democratic institutions at the rural level, we don't transfer the funds to the rural areas. So that is what the conditions they put. But apart from that condition, if at all we wanted to have a perfect democracy in our country, definitely we need to allow the free and fair election process in the third tier level also, urban local bodies. Now, this is the function of this is the main function of State Election Commission. Now I am getting into the constitutional provisions of the State Election Commission, and after that I will come to the analysis what exactly is happening with the State Election Commission. Now the Article 243K under 73rd Constitution Amendment Act, 73rd Constitution Amendment Act, they have created the State Election Commission, and under 74th they are also given power to conduct the elections for the urban local bodies also. So this is going to conduct the elections for both rural and urban. Now election to the panchayat, the superintendent's direction and control of preparation of electoral rolls for conduct of all election to the panchayats shall be vested in the State Election Commission, consisting of a State Election Commissioner to be appointed by the governor. This is important. So who will appoint the State Election Commission? It is the governor. This is the constitutional mandate that is mentioned under 243K. So governor will appoint. Second, under the 243K second clause, subject to the provisions of any law made by the legislature of a state. So state will bring the legislature. So within that legislature, that means the state can have an every power to bring the legislature. Under state legislature, conditions of service and tenure of office of the state election commissioner shall be such as governor may by rule determine. That means the conditions of service and also tenure of office, that means how many years he will be in office and what are the conditions of that service, that means how much amount of the other allowances he will get and what are the other benefits that he is going to get. Those things will be decided by the state legislature, and according to the state legislation the governor will prescribe the rules. The governor will determine, because the appointing authority is governor. So governor will decide. Whenever governor is appointing a state election commission, he will decide the conditions of service and tenure of office based on the legislation made by the state legislature. So you have to be very clear. Provided that the state election commissioner shall not be removed from his office except in like manner and on the like ground as judge of the High Court. So you are not supposed to remove the election commission in any other manner except on the ground, like how you will remove the High Court judge. So High Court judge removal process is something very difficult. You need to pass an impeachment motion. Okay, you need to and that is proved misbehavior and incapacity. These are the things that you will misbehavior and incapacity. So these are the grounds. And the parliament has to pass in 2/3 majority. So that is the level of protection given to High Court judge, and in like the same manner of High Court judge only you can remove the state election commission if at all you want to remove. And one more point is, and the conditions of the service of the state election commissioner shall not be varied to his disadvantage after his appointment. This is very important point, because this is exactly the issue has happened in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Because you are appointing an election commission, just assume you are appointing for 5 years, whether it is 5 years or 4 years or 3 years, it is the state legislature has to decide. But once the state legislature has decided, based on that governor will give a notification like this person is going to be in office for these many years and 5 years. And next they will give some salaries, allowances and some sort of powers they will give. So these are the service conditions and the tenure. For these service conditions and tenure, once he is appointed, those things must not be varied to his disadvantage. To his advantage you can vary, but to his disadvantage you can't vary. This 5 can be go to 6, or the salary may be hiked, or the allowances may be hiked, but they cannot be reduced. So they are not supposed to be varied to the disadvantage of that. And if you do that, no, this is something violation of the constitution. So suppose if you don't like an election commission, you cannot reduce the term of the election commission, you cannot reduce the salaries of the election commission, you cannot reduce the powers of election commission. That is the autonomy that the state election commission is having. You must uphold that autonomy. You are not supposed to interfere with the tenure and functions of the election commission. So this is what they said. This is what the Supreme Court has said in the case of Andhra Pradesh. So this autonomy he has. Next, governor of a state shall, when so required by the state election commission, make available to the state election commission such staff may be necessary for discharge of the functions conferred on state election commission by clause 1. So whatever the function he has to deliver, in order to delivering that function, governor with the notification he will appoint such a necessary staff to the state election commission, so that state election commission will function in a perfect manner, because state election commission is the only one person, but he needs staff, and that staff will be arranged by the governor. Next, subject to the provisions of this constitution, the legislature of a state may by law make provisions with respect to all matters relating to or in connection with the election to panchayat. So when it comes to the election to panchayat, it is the state legislature will make the definite rules and regulations, and under that rules and regulation, under that specific act, the state election commission has to perform. Okay, and when it comes to the appointment of state election commission itself, it is by the governor, and it can be removed only like the ground as a High Court judge, and the terms of conditions shall not be varied to his disadvantage. So this is the constitutional autonomy that is provided to the State Election Commission, because when it comes to the union, that means the Election Commission of India, they are having some sort of autonomy, but still in case of Election Commission of India also they are arguing for much more autonomy. Like now the appointment of the Chief Election Commission is purely based on the executive, but they are asking for there must be a collegium like system. That means some group of people, there may a separate dedicated group has to select instead of only executive, because it is going to decide the elections, no. So instead of Prime Minister and President, you must include some group like, okay, Prime Minister and Speaker and opposition leaders, some Chief Justice of India, some eminent person, like this group should select. That is what exactly they are recommending for. But that's a different story, autonomy. But when it comes to the State Election Commission, the constitution is very clear about that. Now recently what happened in Goa means, in Goa they have appointed a bureaucrat. That means the bureaucrat is a present bureaucrat. He will be given an additional charges of the State Election Commission. This is something wrong, because State Election Commission should be independent of executive, and they have to conduct the election in a free and fair manner without any partiality, without any interference of the executive, because executive is belong to a particular political party, and if the State Election Commission is your officer and he is working under you, then it won't act partially. So that is the reason why the Supreme Court said nothing doing, you are not supposed to do with the State Election Commission, and has removed this officer. There must be an autonomous officer. The officer, that means the State Election Commission should have an autonomy, and he must be freed from all executive pressures or executive compulsions or other executive responsibilities. So that autonomy you must maintain, because maintaining the grassroots democracy is important. You are not supposed to favor any political party. There must be, like how at the national level and state level governments are forming, at the state level also there must be a formation of governments like that. So that is what the autonomy that they have said. Again I told, in case of Andhra Pradesh, when they have removed the State Election Commission through the route of ordinance, they said like, okay, terms of conditions are decided by the state legislature. Now the same state legislature can have a power to remove these things. They have removed, but they said nothing doing. The State Election Commission has an autonomy, and you must not vary the terms of conditions to the disadvantage of the present commission. So he will continue for 5 years, and after that if you want to change the tenure to 3 years, you change it change the tenure to 3 years, and you will apply that 3-year tenure to the next upcoming commissioner, but not to the existing commissioner. And even when they went for the cancellation of the election, they said State Election Commission has taken a decision. I don't want to interfere in that, because it is an autonomous constitutional body. Let them do their function. Don't interfere. So the judicial intervention and also executive intervention and also legislative intervention must not be allowed into the State Election Commission. Suppose if the State Election Commission itself is grossly violated the constitutional provision, let the judiciary will take a call over that, but executive is not supposed to decide. Okay, this is one thing. And there is another example is there, like when they are making the legislation, I think it happened in the case of Telangana. In Telangana, when they are making the legislation for rural local bodies and urban local bodies, they have allowed a clause like the date of elections will be decided by the state government, but not State Election Commission. This provision, it was there in that. So you may say, like, you may recommend for when election should be conducted. That means, okay, the tenure is over, now we are going to conduct the election, because the entire bureaucracy and executive is ready to do that. But executive itself will give the dates of election, and this bill went to the governor. And before the governor is giving the assent, he send it back the legislation again. You are not supposed to do like this, because it will remove the, it will really infringes into the area of State Election Commission's autonomy. So you are not supposed to do that. That means State Election Commission, then they have changed the provision. Now the State Election Commission will have the power to decide the dates, but at the same time, when the elections are happening both at the national level or state level, they will consult the government first, because it is the government machinery has to be prepared for that. So they need support of police, they need the support of some workers who prepare the rolls, and they need the workers for the election duty. They need a health condition proper, they need proper security condition. So you need a cooperation of the state government. But if the state government is ready, then you can go for the election. But once that election process itself is started, then state government should not have any interference either with the processes or with the officers who are at the helm of affairs. So it is complete autonomy of the State Election Commission. So that is what we need to uphold. So you can quote the recent examples how actually the autonomy of State Election Commission is upholded. For the prelims you may get that bit, but in case of mains definitely you may get, because it was happened repeatedly in the last 1.5 years. It was happened repeatedly, and the Supreme Court is again reiterating like you must maintain some sort of autonomy to the State Election Commission. Okay, because it is very important thing. Okay, like the same case for Election Commission of India also, like in case of appointment they are actually putting some emphasis like you bring more autonomy, but when it comes to the State Election Commission, this is the autonomy that is already mentioned in the constitution, but you need to uphold, judiciary is upholding it. Okay, this is about State Election Commission's autonomy and recent Goa judgment and also Andhra Pradesh judgment. Okay, thank you.